Hey everyone, got another SHOT Show video for you. My coverage this week has resulted in two videos. I think I'm releasing them back to back, yeah? So you might have seen the first one, the 10 best things I saw at SHOT Show 2024. This is the 10 dumbest things I saw at SHOT Show 2024. Let's see which one gets more engagement. So what do I mean when I say dumb shit at SHOT Show? Because there's a lot to work with. I'm not talking about things like what I call these Nick Cage pistols, right? It's like something that his character in Face Off would have been wielding. I don't mean stuff that is aware of itself in how cringe it is. That's like a Jason Statham movie at that point. Although there might be a few candidates that were just over the top for me. I mean things that I worry are taking themselves seriously. And I'm like, why? Why do you exist? Again, not trying to yuck anyone's yum specifically here, especially if you, the consumer, want to spend your hard-earned money on something dumb. It's America. You know, there's no reason you can't go out and buy a drag racer, go buy a fucking speedboat, go buy an airplane, go buy a ugly piece of art. I don't care. God knows there's plenty of ugly art in this pink house. If you don't know the story of the pink house, check my Instagram. But yeah, I'm talking about things like, for example, number 10, Olympus Arms, still back at it with their long recoil system reciprocating barrel 308. I saw them in the past. They seem to be back. They seem to have made no changes. Their promise is that it's a lighter recoil 308 rifle. No, that's not how physics works. You generate recoil impulse based on the muzzle energy of like what's going down range. It's the same amount of recoil impulse, but instead of hitting you all in once, it's a kind of chunk, chunk, clunk, 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 clunk. I hate this thing. If you like it, great, go buy it. Clearly, they're still in the market. I don't know why this thing exists. I find it horrendously annoying to try to shoot. Number 9, dumb, expensive pocket pistols. I'm not saying this booth was the only one selling them, but I am saying when I walked by and I said, oh, look at these, some of these like little Ruger LC9. No, they're not in it. What the hell is this thing? And it's a little smaller. Tell me about it. And the guy's like, oh yeah, well, it's available in 380 and 32 ACP, which I was, why does that even exist? Who the fuck are you selling this to? But tell me more about it. I'm looking at, it's very featureless. There's no sights. It's a heel magazine release, only holds 6 rounds. I'm thinking, okay, all right, fine. You know, you're on a budget. You got a little blowback pocket pistol for like his little handshake gun. Okay, if you don't want to buy a Bond Arms Derringer, you want a couple more rounds of ammunition. Sure, fine. Somebody's going to buy this cheap piece of shit. Then I asked how much it cost. The 32 caliber version is $579. The 380 is even more. It was, I think, $665. Like $1, just make it $1 more. Just call it the Satan freaking handshake gun at that point. Like in a world where the Ruger LC9 exists, in a world where the P3AT by Caltech exists, all of which you can get right now for under $400, and they have things like, you know, sights and a regular mag release. Why does this exist? Tell me in the comments if you could figure it out. Number 8, I love a lot of Savior's products. I hope they're not a super Christian company or something, but Savior makes really cool gun cases. This is not one of them. This is a guitar case, but it looks like a Pelican case. It's literally like if you're going to hide your guns, which a lot of people had at range day, they had really cool sort of instrument looking cases, but they look like instrument cases. This literally looks like a Pelican case. Who is going to think there's something other than a gun in there?
Something in the guitar case?
Yeah. What? My guitar.
What is it? It's a guitar.
Number 7, shotguns on everything, right? Like, again, we're going to talk about this at the very end, but like shotguns are back in a big way. And do you know, because I was this years old when I learned that a 308 magazine, like a 308 rifle magazine, is geometry sufficient. You could shove 12 gauge shells in it. I don't know how, but clearly some company figured it out, because this is a 12 gauge upper that you can put on like an AR-10 or other 308 rifle lower, and you shove this magazine of 12 gauge in it, and then you have a shotgun for way more money than you would ever spend on a shotgun, I guess. And this one's it's not even stocked, right? So this is a pistol that this dude insisted I fire one-handed, and you can see how well that went. It initially malfunctioned. But like, why? Again, why does this exist? Somebody explain it to me. Number 6, I don't know if this was intentionally cringe or not self-aware, but fuck me, man. Crusades and Crusaders and Christian imagery. If you have this rifle at one of my shoots, I will mercilessly make fun of you. Number 5, I mean, you knew this was coming, right? So much cop sucking. So much ultra MAGA patriot kind of, not as much Donald Trump crap as there has been in previous years, but there's no shortage at SHOT Show, as you would expect, of loads of thin blue line lives matter, cringe, and all that stuff all over challenge coins and riot shields. Gotta love this one riot shield I saw that's like, how brutal can you be to protesters? You got like spikes on it and crap. So yeah, obviously they know their market. It is funny that if you look around, like every major brand, with the exception, there's very few exceptions that don't like really kneel down and try to fillet the establishment, the sort of police militarized industrial complex. It's on full display. There's whole rooms of it at SHOT Show. And boy, howdy. Remember, like, police don't keep your community safe. Resources keep your community safe. The more money that you pour into your police department through companies like this, it's just designed to like brutalize and oppress people who are trying to advocate for better conditions in their neighborhoods. And it takes away money. Every dollar you spend on shit like this and big old like beefy tire ram down somebody's house kind of vehicles is dollars you're not spending on housing the unhoused and, feeding people and your kids' schools. Keep it in mind. Number 4, specific example. I don't think this is for cops. I don't know who this is fucking for, but this like all-terrain, big nutsack, whatever vehicle thing. It's turbo cringe. Multiple guys. I don't know what this even was, but I was very irked at the number of people I saw like clamoring in a line to take pictures of themselves in it or next to it. I just look at things like this and I go, that somebody somewhere is already putting pen to paper in a legislator's office, trying to use my tax dollars to like brutalize poor black and brown people with a thing like this, either domestically or overseas. Fuck this thing. I was getting real heavily political there, wasn't I, for a minute? Let's go more lighthearted with item number 3, ugly women's fashion. Oh my God. We know this is a very male-dominated industry, right? Like, I basically called the oversized vehicle section, call it what it is. Like, this is all gender-affirming care, right? These are all trucks that are giant, beefy, big wheel bullshits that never see dirt. But, oh man, if you are not a dude in the firearms world, if you're a femme-presenting person, people are going to have no end of shit they will try to sell you as purses and bags and carry accessories, all of which are so fucking ugly, they would not fit in almost any era. They're like, again, if you're not a mask-presenting person, tell me in the comments, would you be caught dead with any of these things? I can't imagine who would win. This is the ugliest shit you could ever fucking imagine. Please, somebody make something for anyone who is not mask presenting to carry their firearm around in a more appropriate way. Goddamn. Number 2, I almost put this on the best list, but I just could. God, this like exists in a universe all of its own. The Exothermic Company. Like, you've seen the Boring Company, who makes a dumb flamethrower. You've probably seen X Products, who makes a great flamethrower. Exothermic, look at this thing. Look, this is a guy, it's an underbarrel mounted flamethrower. This is a dude shooting and throwing flame at a human target at the same time. What is this for? Other than America, which is it's fine. That's a fine reason. And thankfully, the booth rep guy, who seemed kind of like silly, but like at least he said that. At least he just came out and he was like, yeah, why not? Like, why would you buy this? I asked him, like, what is the use case for it? He's like, fun. On their marketing paperwork, they try to say, oh, it's for brush fires and insect control and 4th of July. Like, it's just fun. You want to throw a flame around? It's 50 state legal. Knock yourself out. Fine. But like, don't think this is anything practical. Especially, like, watch me try to hold this stupid thing up. It is the most front-heavy rifle I'd ever experienced. I'm not the weakest guy in the room. I could not hold this thing up to save my life. And right on the front where you go to grab it is where the igniter shooter button is. No safety cover whatsoever. It's like a magazine release on a Tavor. You're going to be hitting that all over the place just trying to hold the front end of your rifle up. So, yeah, have fun. Please don't hurt yourselves. This thing looks so dumb, it like looped back around again to being fun at the same time. And what is the overall number one dumbest, cringiest thing that I saw it shot? Again, this could be its own video, perhaps one day, its own separate rant. I would just call it like, it's not chasing trends, it's manufacturing trends. Like look at H&K, like trying to keep the MP5 alive. God knows why. Look at shotguns coming back, even though every one of you remembers mere years ago, shotguns were now out. And if you bought a shotgun, you were an asshole and no one wanted shotguns. They're all passé and obsolescent. This is an industry that is no different, literally, than the fashion world. Everything that once was cool becomes cool again, and anything you've owned for a few years is no longer the right thing to own, because now you got to get this. Subguns and 9mm. You can use an AR for everything. Now, 9mm back. Everything's a subgun or a short personal defense weapon. And like, fine, everything, but here's the fucking news. Everything you've ever seen as a firearm has some niche application somewhere. The industry at this point has now sold everything to everyone. And the only thing they can do to survive is to convince mostly kind of fuddy boomers, the few people in this wrecked economy who still have any discretionary income, that there's like, oh, there's this one last thing you don't have. Oh, you really should get this. Oh, this is the new hotness. And you look around at all these people just trying to hype unnecessary gear. Please, 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 please take the guns you already have out to the range. Take them out to matches. Shoot on the clock. Shoot with friends. You already can't outshoot your gear. I promise you. Get good with what you already have before you dump more money into guns you don't need. Now, again, I say this, it took me a long time to finally get to the point where I was like, maybe I'm not going to buy another new gun right now. When you're all excited and you're young and you've got money to burn, like, you buy a bunch of shit. Sure. At some point, though, I mean, I'm looking around and I'm like, whew, I might be good. Like, if I really want something that I don't have, I'll manufacture it. I'll make it myself. Like, I don't need every new thing that's coming out. I don't need to rush out and buy the latest semi-auto shotguns. Jesus Christ, man. Yeah. Enjoy the things you have. Get good with the things you have before you buy things just because you think you want them. Don't let this industry convince you you have to get new things all the time. That's, if you peel back the mask, that's what SHOT Show is. Like, so much of it. There's a handful of innovation going on. I loved it. If you didn't see my best of SHOT Show video, go check that out. But so much of it is just regurgitation and hype of stuff that nobody fucking needs. I'm not saying it was a bad time here this week. I had a great time. I am saying be smart with your money, be close to your friends, go out, get good on the clock, keep each other safe, watch each other's backs. Yeah. Use the stuff you already got before you buy something new or make it yourself. Have fun. Stay safe out there.